part 2 of my diatribe on current day events. So, I had left off talking about how aggravating it is that people won't even do a quick Google search to try to educate themselves on viruses and vaccines and, just anything. They won't even do the research to try to figure out what the truth of a matter is. They would rather go with whatever fits their little narrative. And as I've alluded to in previous videos, though it happens on both sides, Democratic and Republican voters, it seems to primarily affect the Republican voters, particularly those who are in love with Trump. They are the main ones arguing against vaccination and against masks. And so they're wholly in favor of these actions that our lovely governor has decided to take. And it's like, oh, I get it. So you're dumb. And it's not because you disagree with somebody like you dare to disagree with Britain, so you must be stupid. Nah, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's that, you have all these sources of information, all these experts that can attest to why we should be getting the vaccine, why you should be doing the things that you're being asked to do. But you somehow think that you know better than the experts. You think that their expertise doesn't mean anything, and yours does. Your quick little search on InfoWars is somehow greater than their years of schooling and experience on this topic. All their expertise somehow plays second fiddle to your misinformation spree. I mean, my God. Children are better at this. Children behave better than this. Because you could teach a child something new, and even though the child might not like what you teach them, they'll at least be like, okay. And if you have a really inquisitive child, they're gonna be like, that sounds kind of weird. Let me double check behind that to see if it's actually true. Because I've heard instances of that, where parents got offended that their teenage son went back and double checked something that his mother told him because it didn't sound all the way credible. I mean, you might take offense to that, but that's actually a really good skill. That's a great habit. But yeah, it's a great skill, because at least the kid is trying to determine what the objective truth is. And in these times where it actually really, really matters whether you're accurate on some information or not, that kind of thing is mad important. And the reason why this is so important is because this is now we're dealing with a new strain of coronavirus known as the Delta variation. And this variant of the virus is more contagious than the previous versions of the virus. It seems to have more of a negative effect on children, like young children, than previous forms of the virus. Children are amongst the most vulnerable people in our society. And if you're a person who calls themselves a Christian, you understand that Jesus called for us to protect the most vulnerable and look out for them. We got to identify who's the most vulnerable people in our society, and we got to do what we can to protect them. And children, the elderly, and the homeless are like top tier on those lists, you know. But so when you have legislation that's out there, and the legislation does nothing to protect those individuals, or it actively endangers those individuals. Wait a minute. Want smoke? Where they at? Hold on. That kind of legislation is very, very dangerous. That wiped out the whole squad almost. About to wipe his ass out now. And so it's interesting because this is not just something that's theoretical to me. You know, I've been having back and forths over social media with one of my coworkers. I'm not going to put their name out. I'm just going to say that their name rhymes with Grammy. And they're a shop teacher, of course. It's not a, this person's not an academic. I have personal experience with them because I helped them out in mathematics last year. And that was a good experience, but I noticed that, teaching this person mathematics was tough at times, not because of their knowledge base. They had good knowledge, but they didn't want to learn the way I was trying to teach them. Like, the way that it's supposed to go. Like, there would be times where they needed to do algebra in order to solve a problem, and they were trying to do it their way instead. And it's like, you enlisted my expertise, but you insist on doing it your way. You trying to waste my time or what? You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I have people that are like that, as shameful as it is for me to say this, that's often a dead giveaway that person is a conservative. Because, other folks, the less hardcore conservatives, they're much more conciliatory. They're much more likely to rely on and abide by expert testimony in a topic. Oh, that was good. Minus the stall, but But the ones that are more more ideologically sound in their conservatism, or I don't want to say sound because there's nothing sound about modern day Trumpism. But the ones that are more, ideologically rigid in their conservatism, their far right conservatism, they believe who they want to believe when they want to believe them. You know what I'm saying? So if they can find an expert that says something that they want the expert to say, they'll tout that expert. Any expert that confirms their bias is their best friend. at least in that moment anyway. And so, I mean, it's very, very, very dangerous, especially with this, because like I said, we have a new variant that's much more contagious and seemingly more deadly than before. And now, anyone that's being hospitalized from coronavirus is pretty much being hospitalized from the Delta variant. And I saw something to the effect of 95%, like 95 to 97, I forget what number. It's an absurdly high number. Over 95% of the people that are hospitalized and dying from coronavirus are unvaccinated. And guess what state leads the nation in people dying from COVID? Take a guess. We are now responsible for 20% of COVID cases, or I can't remember if we're responsible for 20% of COVID cases or 20% of hospitalizations from COVID. I don't remember. In the whole nation, one state, 20% of all the COVID stuff. You know? And this man, DeSantis, want to run around and not only oppose mask mandates, but try to stop schools from instituting them. Putting his own constituents' lives at risk. Nah, I mean, like I said in the other video, I had COVID before. It ain't fun. And we survived it, but we got extremely fortunate, my wife and I, because we both got it. I'm positive that I gave it to her. And we both got sick right before spring break. It was not a fun time. You know, I lost my sense of taste and smell. I was very, very weak when it first got started. I was coughing up a lot of mucus. It was not a fun time. Wife couldn't breathe very well. She was having respiratory issues because this is a respiratory a virus that affects the respiratory system. And that's exactly what she experienced at certain points. So it was scary. This thing is not a game. But even with all that said, we don't have any permanent effects from it. You know, it's almost as though we never got it. But we are very fortunate in that way, because a lot of folks that do contract this virus cannot say that they got away scot-free the way that we did. Their experience is not our experience. And so we are quite fortunate. And we recognize that, because we know other people that had to be placed in the hospital due to this thing. Both of my parents got it. And they live thousands of miles away from each other, and they both got it somehow. Dad had to go to the hospital, go to the emergency room. So this is not a game. But now that, you know, I've been vaccinated and I have the natural immunity, I'm pretty much good to go against this Delta variant. So I'm okay. But I'm not trying to have my students affected by this. I'm not trying to have my co-workers affected by this. I'm not trying to have anybody I know affected by this. Because you can't, ouch, punk. I was going to say, you don't know what kind of effect this virus will have on you. And you won't find out until after you get it. And that's not a way to figure out how durable you're going to be. It's not a good way to find out anything. You gotta wait till you get it to see how you deal with it. This virus is extremely unpredictable. Clap this dude. But as I was saying, I've been having online discussions with Grammy. And this person's been basically arguing against, well, first they were arguing that COVID was some sort of mind control thing to try to get us all to be controlled by the elites or whatever. I'm like, bro, even if that were true, the virus is here now. It's a real virus that is affecting every area of our society. Regardless of how it initiated, it's here now. What I really wanted to say was, you're already under control, firmly and well within the control of your right-wing elites. They don't need a virus to control you. They're already controlling you. Why? Because you get your news from Fox. You are well under their control. Because where does Fox get its news from? And who does Fox cater towards? Republican Party elites. That's who Fox is there to protect. They're there to protect the money, the same moneyed interests that donate to these politicians. All them pundits are balling out of control. Whose cash are they swimming in? Republican donors' cash? Rupert Murdoch? All them dudes, man. Whoa, massive slowdown. Massive slowdown. You know, they swimming in all this cash coming from these billionaires and these industries and stuff like that. That's the moneyed interest they trying to protect. And they have them boys have a vested interest in making conservative voters be mad at immigrants and Mexicans rather than the millionaire billionaire elites that keep screwing them over on their jobs. It's much better for these Republican voters to be mad at quote-unquote Mexicans for taking their jobs than it is for them to be much more justifiably angry at businesses and industries such as Carrier for giving away their jobs. Because that's what's actually happening. It ain't that Mexicans are out here just taking folks' jobs. Can't no Mexican just run up and take my damn job. But if I do get displaced by somebody, it ain't gonna be because they came out of nowhere illegally and took my job. It will be because my industry decided it didn't respect me enough to pay me a fair wage for the work that I do. I'm not gonna turn around and harbor racial resentment now because I'm frustrated that my economics ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I'm smarter than that. But unfortunately, the same voters that, you know, the same voters that are, you know, out here bemoaning the quote-unquote dangers of this untested rapid vaccine are the same people that are mad at the least powerful people in the room. You know what? I'm gonna clap these other dudes too, even though they're not official targets. I'm trying to get them out the way. I'm tired of y'all. You know, these quote-unquote illegals that y'all are so angry at, these folks have the least amount of power in the situation. They don't even have social security numbers. They can't apply for welfare. They can't collect social security even though they pay into it. They can't do nothing. They can't even get certain jobs because they scared that people gonna report them. They gotta worry about being discovered or ratted out to the authorities. Them people ain't got no power. And because they have no power and they know it, these are the very best citizens this country has to offer. They are the most responsible people in the room because they know that they're vulnerable. They know they have to be on extra good behavior to avoid arousing suspicion. But you gonna go and be mad at them. The people that ain't doing nothing to nobody. Instead of being mad at the man with the money and power in the situation. The person with the power, you ain't mad at him. You mad at the person with no power. You look dumb. You are dumb. Instead of you recognizing that you ain't gotta trust the government in order to get a vaccine because vaccines are safe and this virus is real and it really does kill people, you want to sit there and cook up all kind of BS conspiracy theories about, oh, this vaccine has a microchip in it. Oh, this vaccine is more dangerous than COVID itself. There's all kind of arguments that Granny has posted, yo. All kinds of wild ass arguments. And this is an educator, bruh. I get that he's not an academic educator. This person is a shop teacher, but still, you're responsible for educating students and you believe this hogwash. You won't even pick up a book. And that's some scary shit to me, man. It really is. Because here's my thing. I'm not out here trying to convert people to be, oh, you need to have the same exact political opinion as me. Otherwise, you're stupid. I don't give a damn about that. If you want to run around saying that Donald Trump was the greatest president that ever lived, do your thing, BouBou. I don't care. You know, do what you got to do. But when you're running around here espousing things that are verifiably false and demonstrably untrue, I got a problem with it. Especially in the area of science, mind you. You gonna spit scientific, not even scientific, you gonna run around here spitting pseudoscience to a former science teacher and think I ain't gonna say nothing. And gonna argue with me and can't even argue effectively. You can't even dispute nothing of what I'm saying.
General Elizabeth reports your tactical support pretty much.
It just goes against your narrative. And so rather than let this unhelpful narrative go, do your own research and have an open mind, you rather just Oh, you're a great speechwriter. Adults make me mad, man. That's why I love the kids, man. Because the kids, you can talk to. People be talking all kind of greasy stuff about teenagers, especially these young teenagers and the millennials and the Gen Ys or whatever you want to call them. They talk all these greasy things about these kids. I have nothing negative to say about teenagers. Nothing. You know why? Because they're teenagers. They're still growing, they're still learning, they're still developing. They ain't got it all figured out yet. They think they do. And that's probably the only issue that teenagers have, is that they think they got stuff figured out, but they ain't got it figured out yet. But at the very least, you can reason with a teenager. You can spit some game to them, and even if they don't accept it immediately, they're going to think about what you said. And a lot of them might even come back and say, you know what, you was right. I had no idea how true you were, but you was right. You going to get that from an adult? Hell no. Especially one that's older than you? Oh, hell no. They're going to be stuck being wrong until they die. They're going to be stuck being wrong until they die. So this man, or this person, Grammy, they gonna wait until they actually catch the shit. Find out how bad it really is. Then it's gonna be real. Oh, I should have got the vaccine. No shit, Sherlock. No shit. Yeah, we tried to tell you, this is real. I mean, any kind of argument you can think of that you can think to make against a vaccine, this person's made it. Tried to say it was unsafe. You don't know what's in it. I posted the ingredients list. They're freely available online. The vaccine has RNA. It has lipids and proteins, including the spike protein that is on the surface of the coronavirus. It has table salt and sugar, literally. There's no harsh chemicals. There's no cancer-causing material. Nothing like that is in this virus, or in this vaccine. I already said they tried to say that this person tried to say it was untested. It's very highly tested, because the technology that this vaccine was formed from is at least 20 years old. They basically took the same base knowledge that they learned from the SARS vaccine, because coronavirus, SARS is technically a coronavirus. Scientists took that same technology and basically put the spike protein from COVID in that virus, or in that vaccine. And that's how they were able to develop this thing so quote unquote quickly, because they weren't developing it from scratch. It's not being developed straight from scratch. They're using knowledge that they already had about its cousin. But folks don't understand that either. The only reason I know is because I dared to do the research. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, I didn't know SARS was a coronavirus. I had no idea. How would I know? You wouldn't know unless you're just a part of the medical community or something like that. There's no way you would know. But when you do your research on stuff, when you try to gain information from verified expert level sources, you learn things, it turns out. And that's a good way to learn, from people that have expertise. But these fools won't do that though. And under normal circumstances, I wouldn't care. Like I said, if they want to have stupid ass, hyperbolic ass, partisan ass opinions on political matters, like if they really do believe in the pseudoscience of trickle-down economics, do your thing, boo-boo. If you want to say that George W. Bush was the best president or Trump was the best president, I don't give a good goddamn. Do what you do. But in this particular instance, their decision to not vaccinate directly puts us all in jeopardy. It puts us all in jeopardy because they're now allowing for new variants of coronavirus to be created. That is in fact what they are doing. And these new variants, so far, Delta was the new variant. But we don't want Delta to mutate. We don't want Delta to turn into something that the vaccine now is not very effective against, because the vaccine is already less effective against Delta than it was the original variants that I described earlier. I mean, it's still quite effective, but not as effective as it was against the version of COVID that I have got. Because that wasn't Delta. Oh my God, I didn't want to deploy all my rockets on this one boy. Hi, babe. I'm up here talking greasy into the camera. Real greasy. Like, you know, hi. Yeah, wife is checking on me to see what I'm doing. But yeah, the vaccine is already less effective against Delta than the previous version of COVID. But what if the Delta gets a chance to mutate and turn into a new variant like Sigma or something like that? I'm just making it up. You know, we don't want that. But the conservatives won't be happy until that happens. They ain't gonna be satisfied until something like that occurs. And that's the issue I have with them. They don't think of nobody but themselves. You would think that their tribalism would actually be an asset to us, because they were the main people complaining about being stuck indoors and mask mandates and all this kind of stuff. They were the main people complaining about all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, if you don't want to wear a mask, you don't want to be stuck indoors, you don't want to be put on quarantine, well, it's simple. Take the vaccine. I thought them fools was going to be the first people in line trying to get this vaccine. No, hell no. I should have known better. I should have known better. Of course not. Of course not. And it's bad that I gotta be that damn cynical, because I'm talking about a rather large group of people that includes folks that I know. People who, you know, who I would have considered to be decent individuals, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not out here, they're not cartoon evil, you know. They're not out here being anime bad guys or whatever out here. These are regular folks, a lot of whom are just horribly misinformed. But their misinformation is costing us all. Their misinformation is having drastic consequences on us, or for us, I should say. And we ain't got time for that. We really don't. And this goes hand in hand with a previous video I made. Whiteness is a problem, because we already know who the majority of conservatives happen to be. They happen to be the same folks that subscribe to white supremacy. The same individuals. They are the main ones. And as I stated before, I'm going to say it again, they're not always white individuals. They don't always have pale skin. But they have adopted a status quo that says that whiteness is the standard to which everybody should try to assimilate. Everybody should try to aspire to be like that. So for instance, if you come from another country, your job is to assimilate into America, speak our language, blah 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 blah, and basically disown your old culture. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that. America has never been about people erasing their cultures. Well, except black people. Our whole language and everything was taken from us. But even with that, we rebuilt our culture from scratch, and we're still rebuilding it. It's being rebuilt in real time. Clap you, boy. But my point is, these same individuals that demand assimilation, and they demand everybody, quote unquote, come into the country the right way, and they demand this and demand that, they're the ones running around here doing the most whining about vaccines and masks. They're the ones doing the most dying and getting the most hospitalizations at the hands of COVID. And they're the ones that are going to ensure that this pandemic is extended out as far as humanly possible, even though we could have been ended this a long time ago. We could have been stopped this. Other countries have been stopped this because everybody got on one accord. Everyone kept their ass at home. Everybody wore face masks everywhere. They shut down. Mandatory. You know. And they beat COVID already. We're the slow people in the Western Hemisphere that are still having mad folks die and be hospitalized from this thing, when so many of these other countries, many of whom we have the nerve to consider ourselves, quote unquote, better than, they beat this thing and we didn't beat it. We can get more Olympic gold medals than these countries all day long, but they're living longer than us. They have better education than us. And they beat COVID, and we out here stuck on stupid. And when I say we, I don't mean everybody in America stuck on stupid, but we're only doing as good as the worst of us. You know what I'm saying? Literally half of the country is still not vaccinated. That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But this vaccine is safe. And the reason why I know it's safe is because when you compare the odds or compare the numbers of folks that uh, died as a result or quote unquote after they took the vaccine, and you compare that to the number of people who died from COVID that were not vaccinated, the numbers aren't even close to being close. This thing is effective. But yeah, I mean, I know it sounds like I'm doing a lot of ranting, and I am, but at the same time, this rant is in response to the BS that the people in my state are doing. And it's crazy because a lot of folks, a lot of the people that advocate for this stuff are educators, you know what I mean? Like, they do the same job I do. And they don't realize that their whole job is about telling the damn truth. When you teach your curriculum, what are you doing? You are teaching your babies the truth about how certain things are obtained. You're teaching your babies the truth about how a noun is defined, how a verb is defined, all of that stuff. Your job is to tell the truth for a living. Especially in an area like mathematics. Like, I started the year off in liberal arts and math for college readiness, teaching students how to subtract and add, because I'm demanding that they're not going to use calculators this year. So if I'm going to ask them not to use calculators, I better give them a brush up on how to actually, you know what I'm saying? And I even said to a class, I said, look, just in case you think I'm peddling fake news, let's go ahead and add this difference that I got with the smaller number, and I bet you I get that big number. And I did. And I did. Just so that they know, I'm not out here peddling my opinion. You can verify what I'm saying. You can prove me wrong. I dare you to try. Because this ain't about me at the end of the day. This is about teaching these babies the truth about whatever. Our job as teacher is to be truth tellers. And I said this to the person that I was talking about in real life. I said to them, I said, it don't make no sense for us to be telling the truth for a living and then going ahead and believing lies in real life. That don't make no sense. It's exactly what I said to them. I said it because I meant it, but also, you know, like, oh, like for real. It don't make no sense for us as educators to be running around here. Oh my God, I got hit with something. Be running around believing in lies and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You give your babies technical information on how to do stuff. Your expertise is valuable and verified. But then you don't believe expertise. You don't know how crazy you look right now. Running around not believing the expertise of somebody who's been studying this stuff for decades. Because one of your favorite politicians then turned around and politicized this person. You look crazy right now. This is actually not a very fun mission, as y'all can see. I'm doing more dodging than I am. Jesus Christ. Look, I'm tired of y'all. I don't even know where these missiles is coming from. I think it's all y'all mother... I'm blowing all y'all up. TikTok. Help me, Jesus, help me! Help me! Help me! Me! You need to be so careful, yo. Okay. Oh, I need to clamp this thing over here. Oh my God, can y'all stop? I don't even know if I have to dodge all this much as I'm doing, but I do it anyway because I don't. Word. Oh, I blew that boy up. Okay, good. Alright, where I gotta go next? Oh, I know. I gotta. Okay. Okay, I need to slow down. Shit. You know what? I'm sick and tired of y'all. Is there a time limit? There's not a time limit. Okay, look. This is what we about to do. I'm tired of you, so I'm about to clap you. Because I'm pretty sure these turkeys up here are the source of my troubles. Because they follow me everywhere I go. And y'all ain't gonna stop until I clap y'all. So I'm about to get you. There's green MFs over here shooting at me. You want to stop. Dead. Okay, stop. But it's just crazy. Like you look mad wild out here disrespecting people's expertise, but your job is to give people, students, your expertise. Like I might just ask them, how would you feel if somebody said that you were a shill? People can't believe you because you favor something, but you favor it because it's demonstrated that it's been reliable. Not because you out here shilling, but because the thing that you favor is actually demonstrated its reliability. So you actually not out here shilling, you're just out here trying to give people the very best advice based on what you've learned over the years. and you got some young whippersnapper out here. Maybe they ain't even young, but you got some whippersnapper trying to tell you better when they're not the expert. How would you feel? Because that's where we're going. That's where we headed. We're headed towards an era where people are going to swear that they know more. Like grown folks are going to swear that they know more than the individuals that study things for a living. Oh, did I hit that fool? I did not. Okay. Did I hit it? Yeah, good. I gotta get that next one too. Oh, I gotta probably enter it from this way. I do not like this. You see how devilish this looks? Who the hell? Clap that fool. Haha. That is y'all. Y'all out here trying to... I'm tired of you. Huh? That is your ass. Come here. But let me talk a little bit more about this game. So, yeah, Project Wingman is, you know, more or less a game made by fans of the Ace Combat series, which is probably the premier dog-fighting fighter pilot video game franchise. You know, and it's like, yeah, I really enjoy this game quite a bit. I actually like it more than the Ace Combat game, Ace Combat 7, because I put out a video of some Ace Combat footage a long time ago, like about a year and some change ago. And it's good, it's dope, but I do like this game a little bit more because, you know, you have more control over your aircraft. The rockets are not as stupid, because what happens is in Ace Combat, your homing is not that good in that game at all. Like, you'll be right on a fool and your rocket is like, oh, I can't get him. And it's like, bruh, what you mean you can't get him? You right there, bruh. What you mean you can't get him?
Enemy's got a beat on you, Monarch.
What do you mean? You know what I mean? Oh, some fools coming up. Am I supposed to be shook at y'all? Because I'm not. You finna get got. But, nah, this game. Come on. Ooh, come on. Oh, engagement is not advised? Y'all should have told me that. Because I'm engaging with him. I ain't shook. I got an aircraft that'll knock their socks off. Wow. Which I probably should fly away, to be honest. Where am I supposed to go? This way. Okay. I'm supposed to fly past this blue line. I was gonna tear their ass up too. I was gonna tear their ass up. my god. I don't even know where the rockets are going. Man, I was gonna tear their ass up. I was gonna tear y'all. Trust me, doggies. If they didn't tell me to run away, I was gonna clap y'all. Ooh. Yeah, but you know, this plane right here is the very best plane in the game. As you can see, the maneuverability is out of control. Like, it's wild how maneuverable this thing is. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do that kind of crazy stuff in the game. And I'm not gonna denigrate Ace Combat in order to elevate this game. I don't need to do that. But I'm just saying this game is ill. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun. And the missions are much less annoying. They're definitely much less annoying. I've already beaten this campaign and I'm just going through it again. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. But yeah, man. So this school year promises to be interesting because we have more kids, less safety, more COVID. Yeah. But I will say the kids make this all the more worth it because even with all the stuff I was talking, I basically have my entire roster of kids from last year back again. I mean, there's a couple folks that didn't return to the school, and I do mean just a couple. And there's a couple more whom I don't personally have as students anymore, but they're still back at Travis. So oh my god, I didn't want to play this one. This one is a mother. This mission here, boy. Oh my god. But anyway. But yeah, man. I got all my star students back. And even the ones that weren't as academically academically inclined, so to speak, I still got them back. And they're still good kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for that. Very, very thankful. This is going to be aggravating. Oh, I got him. Okay, good. Wait a minute. Where am I going? Need to get down. Oh, Lord. I was heading directly. Try like. No, I ain't gonna do that yet. I'm gonna take out these fighters. That's what the hell I'm gonna do. Let's go. It's on now. So I'm quite pleased in that way. I'm always grateful to have good students. And I got a bunch of seniors this year too. Like, so this year's gonna be especially interesting, especially now that I'm the one calling the names at graduation. That's gonna be extra interesting for me because the person that used to do it before, they retired. And so I was asked if I wanted to do it. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm the one that has the majority of these seniors. I should be calling their names. That's only poetically correct in my estimation. But, you know, yo, this mission is so aggravating. Oh my god. Alright, look. So I need to clap all y'all. I don't even know where I am. Oh, Lord! Okay. Oh. What? How did I get hurt? Oh. Yikes. But, yeah, like, it only makes sense for me to call out their names. Because I want to, you know, I will have a bunch of good memories with these kiddos, you know what I'm saying? And so I definitely want to have, this year's is going to be especially interesting for me for those reasons alone, you know what I mean? But, you know, I definitely, what I'm trying to do in the classroom is be more intentional about what I want the kids to be able to do. Like letting them know, hey, my goal for y'all is this. I want you to be able to do blah, and this is the reason why. You know what I'm saying? That way they know where I'm coming from. Because if the kids understand what you're trying to do, and they understand that you're doing it for their benefit because you love them and you care and you want them to be good at things, they'll follow you. They'll do what you know what I'm saying? They'll do what you need them to do. If they know that you care and they know that you want them to learn, the kids will ride with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least that's my experience. But they have to know that you care. You can't just be drill sergeanting them and you know, straight up being like, oh, well, y'all stupid because you don't understand this. You can't be doing all that. Clap that for yeah. I need to go back into the clouds. Because if you do that, then you're not going to get them. Like, I teach mathematics. That's people's least favorite subject. And so if I can turn something like mathematics into something that is enjoyable and comprehensible, you know, I feel like I have some insights that could be useful. Because even though I hold them to a high standard, I don't let them use no calculators. You know, I give out a lot of homework. I do all that. I do all the stuff that kids' favorite teachers don't really do like that. Because you would think that if someone's your favorite teacher, you know, you're their favorite teacher because you make the class easy for them or whatever. And they can't, you know, they just get A's. Nah, people don't just be getting A's in my class. They be working for it. But, I'm the favorite because I make the stuff fun. The kids laugh and enjoy themselves while they're in my class, and they learn. And I'm not out here trying to entertain them or nothing, but I'm just like out here being myself, just throwing little jokes in there and stuff like that, you know. Learning is not supposed to be this boring ass, stiff ass affair where, oh, it's just it's supposed to be a quiet ass environment and nobody's supposed to be talking and nobody's supposed to be breathing and you can hear a pin drop and all this mess. Nah, hell nah, I don't believe in none of that. I want to hear them arguing with each other and discussing things, and that's good. It's good if you can get them to argue about math. Like, nah, you're supposed to do it like this. No, 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 no. He just said blah blah blah. No, but I think it's blah 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 blah. If you can get that to happen, you're doing real good, as far as I'm concerned. Because in order to argue, that means you gotta have a perspective. And in order to have a perspective, you gotta have an understanding. You know? All that is evidence of good ass teaching. You did good if you get your kids to argue over your topic. Especially over mathematics, because the thing about mathematics is math is pretty cut and dry. Like, there's not a lot really that's supposed to be arguable, but I get my kids to argue about math. Not because I'm out here trying to. Not because I'm out here bribing them to argue with each other, but because, you know, they talking and they're discovering things and they trying to answer questions and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's good, man. I love that. They're trying to solve problems and they're arguing over which methods are the best. That's great. But, you know, so I got all my superstar kids from last year. And plus, what's cool is I'm sure I have some more superstars that I haven't discovered yet out of these new kids. And I love that. So the process of figuring out who's the superstars, who are the ones that are going to be your turnaround students that really learn some stuff, who's going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that process is mad exciting for your boy. You know what I mean? Because you never know. Oh yeah. Blast that fool. It's on now. That process is always exciting. You know, I'm gonna get them Wingman. Wing fools later. I'll get this rail gun out the way because I'm sick of it. Hold on. Get that ass out of here. Yes, sir. Okay. Let me get them. Wait a minute. How many? It's just them next? Oh, yes. Goodbye. It's on now. But yeah. I told y'all this is the best plane in the game. Not only does it have like top tier maneuverability, but the weapons are broken. This BALU thing, I shoot like 60 damn rockets at once, and they all home. And I can like target mad people at once. It's broken as hell. I love it. But it makes certain missions very easy. Like this one, like this is an annoying ass mission, or would be an annoying mission for any other vehicle. But because I have those missiles, and there's 60 of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can hit mad targets at once. Now all I gotta do is shoot down this one fool here. I might be able to snipe his ass with the... Nah, I'm gonna try it with the railgun. I'm gonna try the railgun with his ass. Bah! Did I get him? Nah, I ain't get him. Yeah, this thing has a railgun on it. It's ridiculous. Clap him. Come on. Oh, never mind. I ain't even gotta do it. I ain't even gotta do nothing. He already did. Wait a minute. There's some fools popping up.
Get on out of here. Below that, we've got contacts Angels 9, inbound. These look like cruise missiles from the shore.
But, cruise missiles? Oh, hell, I forgot about that. I gotta go over here and get them cruise missiles, bruh. I think I gotta go up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But, nah, seriously. My kids, we get the best kids, you know. We really, really do. And I got my best and my brightest from last year, which I'm highly thankful for. And then I got a bunch of new kids, many of whom are best and brightest. And then I even got quite a few kids that were technically enrolled in Travis last year, but I never had them. I would see them in the hallways and stuff like that. Never had them as students. But they are now students of mine. So I'm excited about them for that reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cruise missile, you want to stall. Where's this other one? Hey, man. You done? Okay. Clap, y'all. I hope I got him. I wonder if cruise missiles actually move like that. God, dog. See, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's look. That's. Oh my God. I ain't worried about you, Mig. I ain't worried about that, Mig. I'm trying to get this fool here. Oh, shit. Come on. But yeah, I'm quite excited for that reason. You know, because the kids, man, the kids make this everything. Because I spent mad time talking crazy. I mean, I ain't talking crazy, but, you know, talking about how the adults have issues. A lot of them, unfortunately, are kind of lost causes in many ways. Like, it's going to take for them to get their ass burnt on the stove to figure out that the oven is hot. You know what I mean? As bad as that is, it's true. Oh, Lord! Almost messed up so bad. Okay, that's one. Where's the other one? I'm about to get God, bro. Understand that.
Incoming missile, Jake.
Aha, got it. Oh, Lord. Wait a minute, let me go up in these clouds. Am I in the clouds? I don't even know where I am. Okay. Oh, Tay, oh, Tay. Yes, sir. But adults, I don't know about them. Kids, BouBou love the kids. I think I am going to title the video that. BouBou love the kids. Yes, indeed. So kids, if you watching this, I love y'all. Y'all still have a chance to change your mind about important things and make better decisions. Y'all ain't stuck in your ways. So don't ever get stuck in your ways. Always be open, always be willing and able to learn and grow. Don't be like these adults that I've been talking about here. And I won't be I'm going to try my best to ensure that I don't turn into one of them either. Because the last thing I want to be is a damn hypocrite when I get older. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's about it. I'm going to catch y'all later on. One.